You are listening to the Critical Mass Radio Show, Orange County's business talk show, focused on exploring topics of interest to CEOs who are leading middle market companies. With your host, Richard Franzi.
Hello and welcome to Orange County's longest running business talk show. And yes, I am your host, Rick Franzi. And boy, do we have a good show for you. For those of you that listen to the stream live, you see that I have not one, but two guests. I have Safa and Arman Movassaghi, and they are the founder and vice president for Delarman Technologies. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Hello, Rick.
Hi,
Can you hear
Rick.
me?
I can see and hear you both. So why don't we get started? Safa, I'm going to ask you as the founder, take us back in time. What was the inspiration and motivation for you to start your company?
First off, Rick, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. Honestly, as I mentioned, I've been very excited about this because it gets a chance to share our story, and I think this is what's nice. And to give you a short, quick 30-year-old history, I graduated with electrical engineering degree and with the hopes of being an electrical engineer. And I always liked Orange County. So my first job ended up being in Toshiba. I walk into the place, they take me to a repair department, set me down in a warehouse on one of these folding tables, handed me a screwdriver, and they said, your job is to take laptops apart. I'm sitting in front of this box and I'm thinking, what is this? I don't even know what a laptop, because back then, I mean, there was none of these. This was the beginning of computer industry. So all day, this is what I was doing. And as much as degrading it was for me at the time, when I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be an engineer, etc., this was the most important part of my life later, because I started liking this and I started being curious about it. And I started wondering, what is a floppy? What's a hard drive? What's a motherboard? You start looking into it and then you see a C prompt. And I'm like, now what? So, Word, wow, this is amazing. Playing was a TikTok, I think. That was my favorite, thing. And that changed my life. I mean, and the most important part of this whole thing was I loved it and I still love it. So this is the reason for past 31 years, I just can't get enough of it. And this is the reason I started the business. And
Interesting the way life sets us up, huh? I'm wondering, over the 30 plus years, Safa, have you had pivots to the business model? You're in the technology space. What's changed?
My parents were in auto medical field, and I was born in Germany, lived in Iran, and went back to Germany after the revolution, and then came here to US. God bless for that. And nobody taught us business. As I said, I was an engineer, so I didn't know what business is. So yes, probably the most education that I learned in this business was learning that this is a business also. So in other words, you are here to do something, provide a service, and support your clients. And in lieu of that, of course, they're paying you for your services. But how do you integrate a business and a complete, continuous changing industry? Like when I first started, I was selling hardware. And about a couple of years into it, after about 1,700 clients, I'm thinking, Best Buys and CompUSA comes and your margin drops and I don't know what to do. And literally I pivoted over the weekend to saying, stop. I need to focus on what I was good at, which was the service that the clients liked me for, what I was providing for them. I found that out through the process. So learning how things happen, industry changes, demands change, and you need to change accordingly and adjust. And through this process, you will go down, you will go up. This is life. And I find it, as scary as it is, that many times it's joyful.
Yeah, it's the life of an entrepreneur, isn't it, Safa?
Yeah.
Arman, I'd like to bring you in, and maybe you can now explain to us the current Delarman. Who do you help? What problems are you solving? And what type of clients work best with your technology firm, Arman?
So currently at Delarman, we are a full technology partner. We used to back then say, we were IT company, but nowadays, I'm sorry, but everyone is an IT company now. Now that I see out there, and everyone from cable, they handle IT too. So we like to say we're a full technology partner. Now, some of just kind of the services we provide is we take care of all technology services for businesses. Nowadays, as we all know, technology is everything that we have. Without our technology and our business, we almost can't even run it anymore. Even food and beverage, manufacturing, everything has technology running inside of it. So we're a full technology services company. We also handle all types of cybersecurity training, testing. Education is a big part about what we do. We also now we've developed into custom application development for some of our clients. A lot of our clients, we've started to market into the country club hospitality world, and we've been a part of this now for, I think it's been 20 years, Safa, it's been going on. So we've really made a big standing inside of this country club world, and that's really our new market and our new clientele type that we like to take care of. There's always the small to medium-sized businesses as well, but really we like to take care of those hospitality style organizations nowadays.
So I'm wondering, was that niche organic? Did it happen just by your deciding to focus on them? How did that become a focused niche for your company?
One of because Safa started this company so long ago. This is when I was diapers, honestly. One of our first clients was actually a club called Mission Viejo Country Club.
No,
And
well,
we had a good friend that was we did Safa did other services for. He was a big restaurateur, takes care of a local restaurant on Laguna Beach, and from there he decided to make a connection and introduce the two together, and from there we kind of started in the country club world. And I've now been with the company for the last, I'd say, 7-8 years, and since then we have jumped our margins from 1-2 clubs to now over 10-15 clubs where we manage on the day-to-day basis and have to take care of. So it's really in the last 5-6 years, I really want to say, has just grown exponentially, and it's been fantastic. So that's really how we kind of got involved in this market.
Arman, you talk about how technology is everywhere and it underpins every business that I'm aware of. The technology has become so important. It's sort of the electricity, the water of a business.
Yes.
But in a customer service world like you guys are dealing with your clubs, I mean, that's really mission critical, isn't it? The infrastructure and the ability to access information. It's a customer service business, and boy, if your systems are down, you're probably in severe trouble. So you're really a mission critical supplier for these people, aren't you?
We like to say we are. This is always a funny little joke we like to say, but we like to say we are the most important person almost in the club, because without us, your technology doesn't run. What are you going to do? And we like to say at the cheapest cost you have your organization, because the employees you guys have, I promise you, with the health benefits and everything, is always going to be more expensive.
Interesting way to look at that, and I can't agree with you more. We rely so much on our systems. When they're not there, we almost don't know what to do.
It's panic.
I also want to add to what Arman is saying. And by the way, I'm happy you remember that story. I'm proud of you for that. Arman and I go back and forth quite a bit, so forgive me for jumping in. But it is the people, though. And I think what I learned in engineering helped me to create structure. And if you apply the proper structure and have the personality to communicate with the people at these clubs and support them. And the second best thing that I have received was being in a hospitality. Prior to that, I worked for a large organization with 1,000 employees. They own many hotels, and they built homes and all that. And I was really groomed into learning about hospitality, how to make people feel good. And I was able to have Arman with me long enough that he's picked up on that better than me at many times. I actually think a lot of clubs like to see him better than more than I do actually now, which is a good thing. So it's that this is important. That's the essence of the business, if you ask me.
It is a people. It is people to people, and people do business with people they know, like, and trust, and that's a key to have an ongoing relationship with your clients. I'm wondering, Safa, if you could share with us maybe a piece of business advice that you have found valuable as you've worked with Arman to grow the firm. Could you pay that forward for us?
Yes. Number one, honestly, as I said earlier, people business. We need to be thankful. I mean, we forget that we're given an opportunity to do something good. So for that, we need to be thankful. These people are giving us a trust to handle something for them, and we must give them the same love and respect back. And that to me is the most important key. Second, truly do the business in such a way that at night when you put your head down, you know you did it to the best of what you can do. May not be the perfect because there's no perfect in this world, but you do the best you know how. And you treat everybody with the same respect and the honor, and you make sure you do the job right. Last but not the least is finish it. I always, Norman knows, job isn't done until it's done. That was an advice my father always used to give.
The job isn't done until it's done, huh?
No.
That's right. And you'll know when it's done, because I'll tell you it's done.
My dad always told us, he said, you will never be the person to say the job is completed. When the customer doesn't say anything to you, that's when you know the job is completed.
Yeah, that's great insight, because you are in a customer service relationship-based business. It's built on technology and your competence to handle their infrastructure. But at the end of the day, when problems arise, that's where your customer relationship really comes into play, doesn't it? And
definitely.
Unfortunately,
and one small piece into that I want to add is again, technology, because there's so many varieties of products, I don't expect the clients to know. So the fact of hopefully they trust us enough to allow us to help them to choose will help to create a good environment. Again, fundamental of a business, those foundation of the equipment requires to have a type of a product that it will help you. It'll help you and us. It will help us to be proactive and be on top of the game. It will help the client not to avoid downtime and be more productive. And last but not the least, which is something that Arman and I is really working hard to do, is to introduce the concept of technology is not an expense. Technology is actually a vehicle for you to increase your revenue, and must be implemented accordingly to your business, whatever your model of the business is. So if the technology doesn't produce you revenue, that is really not a right product for you. You need to find the right product for that, just like everything else. There's the key success to technology, if you ask me.
Yeah, and that's where the trust comes in, where people believe what you're saying is in their best interest, not yours. And that's so important. I had a note here before we move on, because I do want to talk about artificial intelligence. But before we go there, I had a note to ask you, Safa, about your picture frame. Maybe you could.
Yes, sir. I love my family, mom, dad, brothers. I've been blessed to have a wonderful, everybody's been always there for me and supported me. This picture frame is from my mom. It's been I think I'm the fourth generation that is now hanging on the wall. And it brings a history of how many places this has been, from Iran, Germany, USA, all over the world. But more importantly, there is a little, I don't know if I can point at it or not, but there's a little hole right on the top, on the corner of it.
I see it, yeah.
See a little black dot? Yes. This is actually a bullet hole. And the bullet was when my mother, she passed away, but she spent her life helping girls who were she ran an orphanage house of 300 girls and she supported them, provided them life, school, education, marriage, work, job, everything. And when they ran our house down in the beginning of the revolution, this was a part that survived. And every time I look at it, I have to remind myself where I was, how far did we come from, what we have been through to be here, and how do we continue that? That's the history behind this.
That's a powerful story, and I think it's one of the exciting things about this country is people can bring their past here and build on that, maintain a respect for their past, but also then build a life here and what could be better than living in Southern California, gentlemen, right?
Definitely.
I mean, you picked a garden spot, frankly, here in Southern California and Orange County. I said, and thank you for sharing that. Before that, I said I wanted to talk to you about artificial intelligence. You guys are probably fielding questions all the time from your customer base about how do we use AI? Where is it going to impact our business? And I wonder if you could share with us, from your perspective, how you see AI impacting your industry, your company, and maybe your clients moving forward.
Arman, do I go first or do you want to jump?
I'll start and you can finish it off, whatever I don't cover. Well, currently, Rick, in our business, we already started developing some stuff using AI technology, and we kind of implement this inside of our custom application development that we try and build for our clients. And one of the things that I see nowadays in the world of AI is lately nowadays we see Samsung fridge has AI and vacuum has AI now, but as technology nerds, I even want to call it, we are very we want to know what that means. And we've started to learn actually it's really not a real true AI source. Artificial intelligence is a brain of itself to be able to function and learn and adapt on its own. These little features they add nowadays are truly just marketing tactics. They like to say of, hey, this thing has AI now. It's $100 more, but it's smarter. So, and you can turn it off with your phone. So this is the new wave of things that I see nowadays. But also, I do see much different types of products that are using new voice recognition AI features and actually creating an experience. So one of the things we like to do is, with our application development, develop other tools, for example, drones or different iPads to learn new functions and speak back to you. So these are the new waves of AI that I see starting to impact our business in a very beneficial way if we take a strong hold on it and really try and understand it before it comes to the market full force. But right now, I believe that it's still very young in its way of how it's introduced into the market. Safa?
Well, you said most of it. AI is right now. This is not AI. This is the beginning of AI. So AI is coming, and that intelligence will become a normal part of our daily. I have my concerns because I love security, and security is always one of my big issues. So I take precautions about that, and I'm glad that, as Arman said, we are really cautiously building a product that it is secure as well as provide you with that one little notch of customer experience when a member or a golfer or somebody says, wow, this is nice on their phone or whatever it does for you using that concept of AI. I think that is a cool feature to have. So again, it's good, but needs to be cautioned.
Yeah, and I think we're in the hype cycle of AI technology right now. To your point, Armand, if does your refrigerator need artificial intelligence to tell you the eggs are getting older? I mean, at some point, it seems to me to be a little bit to gain your attention, but ultimately, it feels to me that it keeps making technology more approachable for the masses. I've been using technology forever. And when we first started with it, Safa, you can remember back in the days of the DOS prompt, you really had to understand the machine to use it. And now it's just getting more and more easy to work with. And it feels like AI could really take that to another level where, to your point, Armand, you have actually a thinking partner that becomes the computing power within your company, which is really amazing to consider. So I'm excited, and I'm sure you guys will be helping your clients to figure out how to leverage that investment as well. So let's look to the future, gentlemen. What's going to be different? Where are you guys taking the firm? Talk to me about your vision for the future.
Go ahead, Safa.
I like it when he calls me Safa. Dad, now I turn to Safa. But well, first of all, I hope I still keep my hair. That's what I'm worried about. It keeps on going backward. But
I'm with you, brother.
I didn't know that a dream can happen, and a dream really happened. And the dream was I was providing a business, doing this company, running a family, and all that stuff. But now this turned into a family business that is thriving with everybody working together, enjoying and supporting each other for one mission of success. And success is for what we do and the clients receive. My goal is to grow that. My goal is also to help Arman into educating people from our clients to even the society and the young generation of what I've experienced in this technology. So it may help him for future and integrate all of these knowledge and concept for Arman to hand it off and just kind of let him take a new direction, because I've done my share 30 years. It's now steering wheel is going to go back to him. I also want to say that because I got lucky and God gave me a beautiful, beautiful grandson, and I will just briefly, if I can, show his picture, because he's been the story in my life, I must say, and if I can find it. But there is the guy. There's this little guy. Where is he? Him. And this is, I told Arman, I'm going to raise him I'm going to help him from 8 years. I'm just right now 4.5. From 8, 9, I'm going to pass it on to him. And let's see if we can continue this generation. Let's see if we can make that a long-term family business.
It's interesting. I've done over 1,500 episodes of the show, and that's probably the first time someone showed a picture of their grandchild on the show. So we're making new firsts here, ladies and gentlemen. It's always something new on Critical Mass Business Talk Show.
Arman, what do you think?
Well, for me personally, the future of our company and what I'm trying to continue to strive for and daily, as well as grow this business, is keep our, just like kind of, Rick, you said this a little earlier, we're in the business of people. We're not just in the business of technology. And nowadays, especially more than ever, people make decisions based on how they like you and how you treat them and how they feel taken care of, especially in our service industry. So one big thing I want to make sure of is teach our technicians, teach our up-and-comers that we have to keep this foundation a part of our business, and this is what separates us from all other IT and technology companies, is that service and that relationship that we build with the customer, and we almost make them treat them even like they are our own family. And that's what I want to continue to grow on, and just continue to educate our younger techs and get them to the point where they're also running the business at the same day-to-day, where they don't need me as much more and more, but I can go focus on getting other stuff.
Well, it has been great to have both of you on the show. I know how valuable it can be to have family members in the business, what a blessing that is to be able to spend time building something of value together. So I congratulate the two of you. And maybe someday the third one, the grandson, will be involved as well. We'll have to wait and see. See if I do the show long enough to have him on here. We'll have to wait and see. Time will tell. But thank you for your time today, guys. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
And thanks to the audience. You've just been a part of Orange County's longest running business talk show. So this episode will join our catalog of over 1,500 other shows. If you happen to be an Orange County entrepreneur, or if you're a leader of a nonprofit and you would like to share your story with our audience, it's really easy. reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm Rick, which is RIC, Franzi, FRANZI. Just let me know in your message that you would like to be a guest in the show. And we'll be happy to, between Haley and me as the producer, we'll work with you to bring you on the future show so you can tell your story as well. I see that Azita had said she's so proud of both of you. So there's a message coming in. Thank you very much. You could bring her up, Haley. That'd be nice. So the Arman and Safa can see her. So we love that when the audience makes comment, and we appreciate you doing that on our show here today. So until the next time we all have a chance to be together, I hope your business decisions move your company in a positive direction.